Hello, this is Dr. Charmaine Gregory. Happy Saturday. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful new year so far. And well, we are only several days into it. What is this? Now the fourth day into it. So I'm hoping that it's been prosperous and awesome for you so far. Well, I wanted to talk to you today about this question. What is the impact of one decision? Can one decision that we make have a tremendous impact on our lives? Oh, hey, Valerie, thanks for joining. Have a tremendous impact on our lives? I am going to say yes, right? Because we've all heard the stories of the youth who was maybe hanging out with a misguided bunch and ended up doing something, making that one decision to go with them despite what they have been taught by their parents, despite their gut feelings, and they go with them, they do something, others in the crowd do something that is untoward, and then they end up getting nabbed with a bunch. They end up getting sentenced to whatever, juvenile incarceration or program that can sometimes ensue after doing, items that are not lawful. So that was one decision. That was a decision that was not in a positive vein, right? That was a decision that basically led to unfortunate circumstances for that individual. So what about a decision that you make that has a profoundly positive impact on your life, right? Because that's really where we want to focus, because focusing on the things that you can change, the things that you can do that will enhance your life, but will also enhance the lives of those around you, are really how we as humans make the greatest impact. So the decision that I want to talk to you guys about today is the decision that I personally made about 2 years ago, and then most recently, a year and a half ago. And that was a decision to not let fear take control of my life. And the fear that I'm talking about is my fear of public speaking. And that is aglossophobia, in case you all want a technical term. And so I had been going through my life, and albeit very successfully, talking in public, because I had to speak in public. Hey, Luke, thanks for joining. I had to speak in public all throughout medical school. I had to I had to present patients while we were on rounds. I had to speak in public all throughout residency because I ended up getting the honor of being the chief resident. And so I had to give presentations to whole groups of people within my specialty and outside. And in my career, I have had to get in front of crowds and speak, whether it be at resident conferences or whether it be at national meetings. But I had to do that quite a bit. But I think people didn't realize, or maybe, perhaps, hey, Connie, thanks for joining. Hey, Marilyn, thanks for joining. Maybe I didn't realize that I had this fear, but it dawned on me. And this is probably a few years ago now. I was getting ready to do a lecture for the resident doctors, and the night before, I just could not sleep. The things that were running through my mind were not positive. They were such scripts as, you don't know the material. You are going to fail miserably. You are going to oversleep and miss the appointment. All of those negative energy items were what were ruminating in my mind. And as a result, I had a sleepless night. And anyone who knows anything about humans, we perform a whole lot better when we have sufficient sleep. Why? Because we have an opportunity for our brains to power down. We have an opportunity for cortisol to be released appropriately. We have an opportunity for us to be refreshed, renewed, and ready for the mental challenges that we face on a daily basis. So not getting sleep the night before a presentation was definitely not optimal. So there I was, sleepless the night before. And so the actual event approaches. So I get ready to get on stage, and then my body begins to betray me. And how does it do that? Well, my armpits start to have a riot ensue within them, and sweat is essentially pouring. I feel it under my suit. I feel the sweat saturating my armpits. I feel the sweat beads accumulating on my face. I feel my heart pounding as though it is about to exit my chest wall. I start to feel intense physical angst before getting on the stage. The other thing is, now my brain decides that it is going to kick in. And so what does it do? It starts to replay all of those negative feedback type and videos and audios of the previous night. Things like, you are going to fail. You are going to fall flat on your face. You are going to break your face. And there's going to be blood everywhere. On your face, on your suit, on the stage. They're going to be scraping you up off the stage. And you are going to do a horrible job. This is what was going on in my mind. This is what was going on in my body. This is glossophobia. I didn't recognize it. I didn't know. But at that moment, at that lecture, with that feeling and how intense it was, I knew that there's something that was not right that needed to be righted. I knew that there had to be a solution to this problem. Now, no one in the audience knew the turmoil that I was experiencing. No one in the audience knew that I was at that brink of total collapse, mentally and physically. They didn't know, because there was something magical that happened. Despite this fear that I had, despite the physical and mental manifestations of the fear, that when I got on that stage and I got in front of the people, I still performed, because that's what we do. We perform despite what is going on within us, despite what is going on to us. And so it was shortly after that I decided that now I have recognized what my fear is. The next step is to figure out what my action plan is going to be and then execute. So one of the things that I decided to do, which if anybody who has followed me knows this, one of the things I decided to do was to get on more stages and speak to more people, to get energy and to give to more audiences in order to diminish the visceral response that comes with public speaking for me. So that was one thing that I decided that I was going to do. The second thing was I decided to start a podcast. And what better theme for a podcast? What better topic? What better purpose for a podcast than facing fear and emerging victoriously? So that is how the Fearless Freedom with Dr. G podcast got started. And we are now well over a year, and it has been tremendous. So when I tell you that sometimes you may make a decision, like you have an experience, you have something that's life-changing, you have something that is definitely questions and alters the path that you think that you're going to be on, and you make a decision in that moment, and you wonder, did I make that right decision? But then perhaps it is a month later, perhaps it is a year later, perhaps it is years later, you look back at that one decision and you see the fruit of that decision. So what has been the fruit of that decision to face my fear and to basically say, hey, Arjumand, thanks for joining, to face my fear and to basically say, you know what? Enough is enough. I will not let fear defeat me. I will not let fear thwart my path to greatness. You know, I hope that the story that I'm telling you is going to inspire you. It's going to inspire you that you'll look into yourself and you'll say, what is it that I'm fearing? Are you afraid of success? Are you afraid that if you make that business decision and you are successful, you're not going to know how to handle it? Are you afraid of asking for that next step in responsibility at your job because you're afraid you're going to get it and then you have to perform? Are you afraid of writing that book that you said you were always going to write? Are you afraid of starting your own podcast and getting the word out there, but you're just not sure? You don't know what to do. Are you afraid? Are you letting fear hold you back from your greatness? I want you to, in this time when we are all fired up about change and newness, just because of a calendar, take that time to really reflect on what fear is it that's holding you back, and how you can overcome, blast through, walk around, capture, conquer, punch, whatever you have to do in order to get past this and get to that space of greatness where you need to be. So how has that decision impacted my life? So over the course of 2019, I was definitely blessed with many opportunities to get in front of audiences, large and small, to essentially learn from the audience and also give to the audience. And every single time that I got on a stage, my fear diminished just a little bit. And I learned a skill which transcended to every aspect of my life, because I learned a skill that, yes, it's okay to have the fear. What it is imperative is that you channel that fear into positive energy. So instead of letting the physical manifestations of the glossophobia overcome me to the point where I'm unable to perform, it was taking that energy and turning it from negative into complete positive and pushing forward as a result. So whatever it is that you fear, I hope that you will find a way to make that fear turn into something positive for you. To say to yourself, this is not a positive voice. I must overcome and do what I need to do in order to push through and grow and be great. So I got on stages this past year, started a podcast. The podcast has been tremendously successful, but the podcast has not only allowed for improvement in my ability to deal with my fear of public speaking, but it has also allowed for me to connect with individuals who I would not necessarily have connected with in any other forum or platform. And so that has been a tremendous blessing. So as I reflect on, all of the year and everything, all the amazing things that came through, I have to say that I am truly thankful, truly humbled that one decision that was made a little bit ago has turned into so many doors that have opened that I never would have even recognized before. So I encourage you that if you have something that you wish to achieve this year, you have a goal that you wish to crush this year, that you first look and make sure that you don't have a fear or fears that are going to hold you back. Because we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for any fear holding us back from our true greatness, because this is a new decade, this is a new year, and this is your time for you to achieve your true greatness. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I had it on my heart, and it has been absolutely incredible. And I just wanted to share that with you. So hopefully there was a little bit of a poor connection there. So I'm hoping that all went through. But I just wanted to say that no matter what it is that you have in store for you this year, no matter what goal you have in mind, no matter what project you wish to accomplish, do not let fear or fears hold you back. Do not let your fear thwart your progress. If you know that you want to write that book this year, do it. Make it happen. Find a way to make it happen. If you know that you want to start a podcast this year, make it happen. Hey, Rachel, thanks for joining. Make it happen. Make it happen because you deserve greatness. You deserve greatness. And then if it is a business opportunity that you have been presented with and you're just not sure, you're afraid, you're not sure, is it going to work? Do I do it? Will I be successful? Stop letting fear cripple your progress. Stop letting fear hold you back from your greatness. You are awesome and you can do it, and fear has nothing on you. Fear has nothing on you. So I really, really hope that you all will take this time of renewal, this time of newness, however you want to put it, this new decade, new year, and you take this as your invitation to enter, to step into your greatness. And the only way that's going to happen is if you face your fear boldly and you take action towards punching it in the face and emerging victoriously. So I hope that this encouraged you. I hope that you are going to enter this year like a boss that you are. And I also hope that you will drop in the comments below whatever it is you're doing. If you're about to do a book, if you're about to do a business, if you're about to do a podcast, if you're about to do a new career, whatever it is, drop it below because I want to hear. I want to hear what you're about to become great and be great in. And I promise you guys that I will continue to encourage. I will continue to be here and to be present because it has been an amazing ride. And it's been about 4 years that I have been on, this journey. And well, I guess we're going to the 5th year now. I've been on this journey for about 5 years, and it's just remarkable the difference when you look back, when you get those memories on Facebook or whatever, and you look back and you say, "Wow, this is where I started." I would get on a Facebook Live and I would literally stumble, or I wouldn't know what to say, or there would be things that I could find fault with. And then you look at what you're doing now. You look at your life now. But we all started at ground zero. We all did. And it all started with a decision. So whatever it is that you feel like is an insurmountable mountain of a goal, just know that everybody starts at the bottom. Everybody starts at the bottom of the hill, and everyone has to climb up that hill. So do not let that fear of not being able to, quote unquote, or that fear of not knowing hold you back. Because it's just not what's in your cards. Like I said, this year, this decade is your opportunity, your invitation to step into your greatness. So I am Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and I just wanted to encourage you today. Definitely hit me up in the comments to let me know what your thoughts are, how you feeling. And I wish that you will, and I hope, hey Amy, thanks for joining. I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.